It wasn't to be a final that lived up to its billing, but that's courtesy a Spaniard who just had other intentions. He was in a hurry, and as a result, you saw absolute domination from him against somebody, a Jannik Sinner, that too, who's had a very impressive run, especially on hard court surfaces. Now, let me take you through some of the records that were broken in the course of that 2.5, 3 hour long final that we saw in New York take place yesterday. Carlos Alcaraz winning his 6th Grand Slam title, as you would know by now. But what that 6th title for him means is that he's now become the joint fastest man to win 6 Grand Slam titles. He's in just 18 Grand Slam appearances, Alcaraz has now equaled Bjorn Borg in becoming the joint fastest man to win 6 Grand Slam singles titles amongst all of men's history. That's the first stat that you must know. The other record that he's gone ahead and broken is that he's now become the second youngest man to win 6 Grand Slam titles. Again, he is second to Bjorn Borg, who, by the way, at this age had just one more win than Carlos Alcaraz at the same time. So 85, 84, that's the number you're looking at between the two. So very slender difference, but age 22 years and 125 days. Alcaraz's 6 titles rank only behind him when you look at how many titles he had racked up at this age. He was 22 and 19 by the time he had won 6 Grand Slam titles. Moving forward, what exactly happened yesterday was we saw utter domination, as I just said as well. But why did I say that? Look at this for starters. Fewest service games lost in a US Open. That's how good Carlos Alcaraz was over the course of the last couple of weeks. By the way, he only dropped 1 set in the entire US Open campaign. That speaks volumes, and it is best reflected in this particular record as well. He dropped only 3 service games, which is the least games lost to win the US Open title. And he faced what? Just 10 break points, which is also the least for any player since 1991. Also, since the time basically that these records were kept. Moving on, beating world number 1 in 2 Grand Slams in a year. This happened earlier as well. It was the French Open final, which lasted roughly about 5 hours and 30 odd minutes. And we saw, not for the first but the second time yesterday, that the reigning world number 1 was beaten, and that happened because Carlos Alcaraz, after dropping just 1 set, was able to then beat Jannik Sinner for the second time. French Open, as I said, and then the US Open final, in which he ended Sinner's streak as well, and that's the last record that you must know. A splendid streak that we saw Jannik Sinner be on. It was a 27 match unbeaten streak on hard court, and this started from the 2024 Australian Open, but that unfortunately ended for the Italian yesterday, as Carlos Alcaraz was just rampaging. He was unstoppable, and that streak unfortunately came to an end. The longest streak, if memory serves me right, still happens to be the one that belongs to Roger Federer. It was around the 2008 time, where he went on a roughly about 40 odd run that he went on as far as hardcourt wins are concerned. So those are the records broken by Carlos Alcaraz. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and how much is it that you enjoyed the final. I look forward to knowing that as well. Make sure to subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't joined the network already.